She wants to take a video of my desk. Can you imagine that?
You know what they say, our true passion lies just below the surface of our lives. But for Walter Miller, it lies just below the surface of his desk.
I say go like 4 inches to the right of the unpaid bills, go down 2 inches, and you'll find, and they find it. It's amazing.
That's impressive.
It's crazy. So I'm not bragging that I'm like a genius or anything.
Some might say what's inside Miller's office in East Syracuse looks like a scene lifted from an episode of Extreme Hoarders or TLC's Buried Alive.
Whoa, look at that. Stinks like rat.
But it's just a day in the life for Walter Miller and his unique collection and business.
People are kind of neat freaks and they want to be everything in its place. I'm exactly the opposite.
He owes it all to his great-uncle Louis, whose historical collections inspired Miller at a very young age.
Typical 4-year-old was, maybe, you hang out with a guy for a minute or two and then you want to leave because he's so boring. But I was very fascinated, and then every time I went to his house, I couldn't wait to go back.
Most toddlers dream of becoming an astronaut, a football player, or maybe even president someday. But young Miller had something a little different in mind.
I think it was something that was just in me that I would have eventually come out of the closet and becoming a crazy collector.
In his parents' house, he started his automobile literature collection, what car buffs call Autolit. Everything from an auto show brochure for a 1950 Porsche to a leather-wrapped owner's manual to a 1965 Mercury.
These things are for the Saab company, 1985.
And he didn't stop collecting even when his parents had had enough.
Eventually, my business got to be so big that they had to park outside in the winter because I took over the garage. I took over the lower level. I took over, my bedroom was gone, and then every spare bedroom in the house was car literature. And then finally my father said, you're out.
And at that point, he realized that this could be more than just a hobby. A business that morphed from just one box in his parents' house to the largest collection of automobile literature in the world.
Now, the file cabinet's coming out of my ears.
An ironically organized collection that may seem odd to some.
These things are collected like people collect baseball cards. People that are, kind of crazy car geeks.
But some of the things Miller collects can be found in the comfort of your own car, although probably a little outdated.
So if you have a Volkswagen Karmann Ghia, this is just like today in your whatever car you're driving, there is a manual in the glove compartment.
He even owns some of the very cars he collects literature for, and shared his passion once on The Tonight Show with another car buff, Jay Leno.
And this car belongs to Walter Miller. He's the leading antique auto literature dealer in the country. Walter, come on in. How you doing?
Hi.
See, I love this class of vehicle because you don't have to spend any
In
money.
1996, he turned his collection into a museum right here in Syracuse.
So many people said to me, this is like a museum. I said, hey, why don't I open a museum? I don't know. It somehow went to my head, I guess.
But it fell on hard times, and a few years later, Miller closed it and sold off everything, except his favorite photos and, of course, memories.
I kind of did it, and then I was like, okay, I did it, and it's losing money. It's not so much fun anymore.
What's next for this self-named crazy collector? That's uncertain. But one thing's for sure.
Obviously, something happened to me. Maybe I got hit in the head when I was 4. I don't know, but I haven't stopped collecting things, and this is the result.
He doesn't plan to stop collecting anytime soon. In East Syracuse, Andy Mukasey, NCC News.